Hi friends! Thanks for joining me today and in my reading garden, studying the work of Jacqueline Woodson. My name is Karin and I work for Language and Literacy at San Joaquin County Office of Ed. And I hope that I've been to your classroom and been able to see and have the privilege of working with you. And maybe when this is all over, I'll get to see you out at the schools. So I continue to think about you and hope that you're feeling special. And today's book is a wonderful choice for me because sometimes when people live far away, I miss them. And thinking about ways that we express to folks that we love and miss. And anyway, it's a beautiful book. Again, one of my favorites. I think I like them all actually, of Jacqueline Woodson. Illustrated by James E. Ransom. And it's entitled Visiting Day. And this book is a picture book about a young girl and her grandmother preparing for a very special day. The one day a month they get to visit the girl's father in prison. As the little girl and her grandmother get ready for the trip, her father is also getting ready too. Only on visiting day is there chicken frying in the kitchen at 6 a.m. and Grandma humming soft and low, smiling her secret just for Daddy and me smile. The word only means this happens when they visit Daddy and at no other time. And me lying in bed, smiling, my just for Grandma and Daddy smile. I'm thinking Grandma and the girl have a special smile because they're excited to visit Daddy. They only get to see him once a month. You can see Daddy's very special because they've gotten up early and Grandma is braiding her hair, frying chicken, and smiling because they're excited to go visit Daddy. And maybe Daddy is already up, brushing his teeth, combing his hair back, saying, "Yeah, that pretty little girl of mine is coming today," with all the men around him looking on jealous-like, because they wish they had a little girl of their own coming. The word jealous means the men are unhappy that they do not have visitors like Daddy. He's getting ready too, isn't he? Brushing his hair, brushing his teeth, combing his hair, that's so silly, and putting on a fresh, clean, laundered shirt. You can see over here all of the letters she sent him telling him that she loves him. And I'm noticing a calendar marking off the days until he gets to see his little girl and Grandma. Do you see the calendar here? Only on visiting day does Mrs. Tate come over when the sky is still pink, heavy with presents for her son Tomas, saying, "Please, can you take these with you?" And Grandma taking the presents from Mrs. Tate's arms. And shooting me a look that says, "You better not make a sound about Mrs. Tate not having enough money to take the bus up there to see her only son." The word only here means that Mrs. Tate has one son. and I sit quiet and respectful. I'm thinking when Grandma warns the girl about keeping silent and respectful, that she is doing that because the girl does not understand why Mrs. Tate has money for lots of presents, but not enough money to go visit her son. Only on visiting day do I stand patiently at the bus stop, holding tight to Grandma's hand until everybody's inside. The word patiently means that she is not running around, she is still and waiting on the bus, waiting to get on the bus. Notice Grandma and the little girl getting on the bus, all dressed up to visit Daddy. And we're all passing around fried chicken, cornbread, and thick slices of sweet potato pie until maybe we think we're gonna pop. I'm so full. I'm thinking that the people on the bus go each month to visiting day, and they make sure that they make enough food for everyone to share, because this group is their special community of people who travel for visiting day. Looks like fun, doesn't it? But instead, I go to sleep and don't wake up again until the bus pulls up front of the big old building where, as Grandma puts it, Daddy is doing a little time. The phrase doing a little time means that he is in prison for just a short amount of time for whatever he did. And only on visiting day do I get to tell Daddy everything that has happened over the month, while I sit in his lap and he pulls on my braids, smiling his big me and Grandma have been gone forever smile, laughing his big laugh, showing me and Grandma off to his friends, pressing peppermints into my hand and kisses against Grandma's cheek. I'm thinking Daddy shows how happy he is that Grandma and his daughter visit by listening to their stories, smiling a special smile, and introducing them to all his friends. Until they have to go. And Grandma says it's not forever going to be like this. You can see Grandma and his daughters holding hands and saying, "Don't worry, your dad will be out soon. Let's go. I'm gonna love you up at home." She says one day we'll be able to wake up and have Daddy right there in our house again. And we won't have to take long bus rides once a month and walk home from the bus stop hand in hand, feeling a little sad, already starting to miss Daddy. Grandma says all it takes is time, a little time, and while we're holding out waiting for Daddy to come home, we can count our blessings and love each other up and make biscuits and cakes and pretty pictures to send to Daddy. And in the early evening, if it's a little chilly outside, we can sit out back, bundled up in blankets, and make each other laugh as we make big plans for when Daddy comes home again. I wanted to share with you something about Jacqueline Woodson and James Ransom. Both the artist and the writer were inspired to write this story because Jacqueline Woodson's favorite uncle was someone that she visited once a month with her grandma while he was in prison. And she remembers that it was the happiest times because there was so much love in the room. And on those trips, she knew that her uncle would be waiting, his smile brighter than anything. And as he laughed and talked with me and her family, she forgot for the moment where we were. And she knew that they were a family and that one day her uncle would be free. And like Jacqueline, the person who drew the pictures, James E. Ransom, also was inspired by a cousin who was also in prison, who he got to visit as well. So I think the pictures and the story really talk a lot about loving family relationships and loving someone even if you from far away, even if you're not able to see them all the time. So for me, I relate to it in the same way. There are people that I don't get to see every day who I miss that live far away from me. And I wanted to share with you something that you might do later today, maybe if you have time. And the first is maybe you could write a letter or draw a picture for someone that you're missing that may live across the street, across your community, maybe who you go to school with and aren't seeing right now. Maybe it's someone who lives far away. And you can write a letter, you can draw a picture, you can just let someone know that you love and miss them and are thinking about them right now. So I wonder what you thought about Visiting Day and if you thought it was a good book. You'll have to tell me when I see you at your school someday. I hope you like the book Visiting Day, and I hope that you'll write a letter or draw a picture for someone when you have time. Much love, and I think you're special. And I'd also like to thank our person working in sign language who's also telling the story as well. So thank you, and thank you for tuning in. Until next time, bye-bye.